Well, I have no idea where the last video left off. It just like cut off. Ugh, it's the memory in this phone. I have to work on it and see what all I can delete. But anyway, I was talking about my brother. I just miss that guy a lot. He was a lot of fun. Um, I'm trying to think of what else I want to say now. It's like, you're having a conversation with someone and you're interrupted, and then it takes you a minute to get back in the flow of talking to each other because there's been an interruption and your train of thought is just gone. That's where I am. I'm so sorry. Um, I love to hear anything that anybody watching this has to say about their art experience. Are you a trained artist? Are you just interested in watching art online, on YouTube, on any of the other platforms? Like, what kind of brings you here? I'm always curious. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I saw your video in which you were talking about self confidence, or an old video in which you were talking about how to get a job. Saw that you do this, and boom, I'm here." Other people are like, "Yeah, I was watching somebody else's video, and then this was recommended to me, and I came here, and cool, I like what you're doing." I'm so I'm always curious. Oh, she has some smudged lipstick. Smudged. It's so hard for me to see. And it's just the way I have things set up. That's, she's got lipstick on her teeth now. Well, I'm saying she, but she could be a he, you never know, or she could be, any gender. I would like to talk about that a little bit. So, in learning all about things that can be relatively new for some people, I have been talking to older people in my life about all of that because they have so many questions. And, I'm in no way an expert in that, other than just in being an ally to people who are different from me for any reason, any kind of difference, perceivable difference. I'm I don't like it when people are mistreated for any reason at all. But especially things such as the ones that society tends to mistreat people for: religion, race, ethnicity, heritage, sexual orientation, gender orientation, ableism, age, any of those things. It bothers me. Lately, one thing that's been bothering me is this. So I watch perhaps too much television lately, and this has been a phenomenon since the lockdown. But really, back in life, I think I was watching quite a lot of TV because my mother will say, "Well, I never watched this show. I was working," because each of my parents are retired now. And I'll say, "Oh, I watched that. I grew up watching that." Or I was a teenager when that came on, or I was a young adult and that would come on right after this and this. And then when I hear it, I'm like, man, I was watching more TV than I thought I was. I was in a lot of organizations and activities growing up. I was busy doing church activities. I took dance. I was in the band. Um, I did all these different things. When did I have time to watch TV to this degree? So I'll shock myself by being able to answer, "Oh, yeah," and tell her the lineup of what else was on that I was watching. Um, And then, scarier, my brother, who was younger, she'll be like, well, how old was he? Well, if I was this age, he was that age. Oh my God, he was watching that young? Oh my God, oh. And I'm kind of like, well, yeah, I'm thinking, well, we came out well adjusted adults, I guess. You know, I guess we did all right. It didn't hurt us too much to watch some of this stuff. And the same thing with the music. I will realize I know all the words to something that's not necessarily kid friendly from back in the 70s, which I'm a 70s baby. Um, like early 70s baby. But you know, I'll watch something or listen to something and I'm like, oh, the lyrics, man. FCC let this get through? I mean, it's just funny. But I'm thinking, well, you know, they let us listen to it. Maybe they just thought we would never know what it meant. My mom's kind of like, well, we were of this thought process. If we were watching it with you or listening with you, we tried to explain. We didn't just go, no, you can't watch that, or no, you can't do that all the time like some parents do. I don't know. I don't have children. So I'm wondering if I did, what that would look like. And with some of the things I say, my mom's like, you're way stricter than I was, just with your imaginary kids. So that's another thing you'll hear me say. My imaginary kids, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't know if I've done it on camera yet. But at some point, I'm sure it's going to come out because I do that quite often. In talking to my friends. Which I haven't really talked to my friends too much lately. Just because of everything that's going on with the family health. One thing that hurt me to no end is one of my friends came here, and I think the intent was to surprise me. Like, surprise, I'm here. I could not see this friend at all. And I was in tears over it when I was by myself here in my bedroom. And I know that this person meant well. I've known this person for years. And any other time, I could have hopped right in the car. But with this virus that's not really lifting, I get irritated by it. That's something I can definitely talk to you about. I'm picking out all the Sharpies because if you've been on my channel, you all know that I love these. I need to get more colors. I love my other stuff too. I mean, I have Crayola, and they're all right. And I have, what other brand do I use often? These are drying up. These Stettlers, they're drying, some of them, and I need to replace them. But I've had them a long time. I think I've had them maybe 7-8 years. So I've gotten really good use out of them. It's just time to replace. But yeah, so I didn't get to see this person, and I was just hurt in my soul. And then I have another really good friend that I've known even longer that I'm not getting to talk to very much, just because, you know, life. Here's what's interesting. Once we all grow up, life often forces us to go in divergent paths. And so people that you love, adore, like, you know, a sibling from a different parent or a different set of parents, sometimes you don't get to really speak to them very much just because of whatever you have going on or whatever they have going on or whatever. But in your heart, you're like wishing them well. Why am I suddenly not able to? I thought I had a red Sharpie. I don't know why I'm looking for something I think that I never had. Okay, moving on. So anyway, and so with this person that came to visit, and yet we didn't get to visit, we just spoke, like messaged. I was like, oh, call me. And maybe because I didn't get to have that vis-a-vis contact, the friend was like, well, I'm not going to call, I'll just message. Or maybe this is this friend's way of communicating for the most part now. I don't know. Because when we're long distance, that's definitely the main way we communicate. But I'm missing some old school. I love technology, don't get me wrong. I love being able to message people and go, hey, what's up? What's going on? While I'm on a work break or, lunch break or something, just a real quick, let me check on you because we haven't talked in a minute. But nothing for me replaces phone conversation, face-to-face contact, letters. I'm still a person who will occasionally write letters because I enjoy that. But maybe I'm romanticizing communication. Maybe people are over it for real now, like for real, and have moved on, and I just need to get past it. But, I know how to do all the other stuff. Email to me is kind of a nostalgic form of communication now. I'm horrible with email too. Like, you literally have to message me and tell me that you've emailed me. That's how bad I am with that. So I get that lightning fast communication works for a lot of people. But it's nice to get a letter, a card, hey, just thinking of you card or happy birthday card. Oh my goodness, my aunts, when I turned 50, they went above and beyond, and it brought me to tears. um, so I have 3 aunts that are my biological aunts, like my father's sisters. And when I turned 50 last year, they were like just on it, and it was so sweet. I love stuff like that, but I love to also be able to give that back to people. And one thing that's bummed me out with the pandemic is the inability to see people when I want. Coffee dates, let's go to the movies, let's hang out at the bookstore, hey, let's go dancing. So I miss that. I also miss the ability to hop on a plane and see who I want. I miss the ability to go, hey, I'm going to go down to Michael's or Joann's and just hang out by myself. I miss all that stuff. And the reason why, I know some people are doing all of this, but here's what I'm saying. The reason I'm not is because of the health issues in the family. I cannot run the risk of bringing anything back at all. The little skin condition that's going on right now, the itis, none of that. I can't risk bringing that back because it means life or death between my choices. If I choose to do some of the stuff that I miss doing, I'm literally risking the life of each of the people I love the most in the world. And I cannot bring myself to risk in that way, to risk them. Even if I don't get sick from any of this stuff, if I'm somehow a carrier and they get it, and then they turn around and die from it, I could never live with that guilt. Never. So, with my friend that came that I didn't get to see, there was that issue, and it broke my heart. And then with turning 50 during a worldwide thing, I couldn't do it the way I wanted to. There was no panache, no celebration of, hey, this is a milestone I've hit in my life. And so that was rough. I didn't mean for this to get this deep. What in the world? This might end up being a long video. But, share with me your thoughts and experiences in the comments about how you're doing things. Are you back to normal, so to speak? Have you cultivated a new normal? Are you still kind of in lockdown? What things are you doing to get through it? Part of why I have just, whether it's good art, bad art, indifferent art, posted stuff like this is because this is my means of getting through the struggle of never doing things that I enjoy outside of the parameters of home, and never getting to see the people who I love that I'm not related to, I'll put it like that, or even the extended family of those I am related to. So I think with that, I'm going to make this the part 2 of doing this. My next video is going to be for the day that's coming up. I believe it's Thursday. I'll look again. The 26th. It has to do with women. Because I want to take a minute to talk about some of the issues that are happening with women and anyone who identifies as a woman. The next video will be for you. Or if you even are a man, identify as a man, you're non-binary, gender fluid, etc., and you want to be an ally, this video that's going to be coming up is for you. And then I think I'll do part 3. So there'll be a couple other videos by the end of the week, I hope. Fingers crossed, toes crossed. My voice is running out, and I'm sure I'm about to run out of memory again too. So peace and love to you. Keep drawing, keep painting, sculpting, singing, DJing, whatever your artistic outlet is. And I love you and thank you for even remotely watching my videos. Sometimes they're insightful, sometimes they're informative, sometimes they're just me chit-chatting. Take care. Peace and love.